Sometimes he escapes words, Rich, what he does and how he goes about it, and he just never ceases to amaze you. I mean, how he just handles the situations, no matter what it is. And tonight, again, you said, one of the best, if not the best team in baseball. Pitched a great game, and unfortunately tried to beat out that ball off the glove, and his leg got a little stiff. So, but other than that, he's remarkable.
Terry, are you worried about that stiffness at all in his leg moving forward?
Not yet. I'm not.
And do you think, Bartolo, like you said, he's pretty unflappable, but do you think he notices the reactions that he's getting? I mean, there's a lot of times those guys were turning around and talking to the ump, and it looked like Joe Madden was pretty animated in their dugout.
Well, I don't think he pays attention to that. I just think he continues to make pitches. Mark, one of the things that the real good pitchers do is, if they're getting a certain pitch called, they stay there. They don't try to change anything. And you saw it for years and years with those great Braves pitchers. If Maddox used to go off the plate for 3 inches, if it was a strike, he'd go off for 5 until it wasn't a strike, and then he just stayed there. And I think Bartolo said, hey, look, if I'm getting this pitch, I'm going to stay with it. And that's what makes him really a real successful guy.
Who's next over here?
Terry, you said before the game that you didn't think Bartolo would get caught up in the moment of pitching against reigning Cy Young Award winner. Did you see that tonight as he kind of worked through that start?
Yeah, you saw the first pitch of the game. It's all jacked up. First pitch was 86. Tried to locate it. Didn't try to overthrow it, but yet he's got enough. He threw, one of the pitches to Bryant was 93. The last inning he was in there, he threw a 92. So it's still in there. He just knows what he's got to do and goes about doing, just making sure he's making pitches. He doesn't care how hard they are.
Terry, Addison's obviously been a big part of your team. Just talk about the decision to go to him there in the 7th with a guy on. He's struggled at times with men on base, and just what he gave you guys tonight.
Well, Zach, that's a really good question. I got all the confidence in the world, in Addison. There's nights, obviously, the other night he threw a lot of pitches and didn't have his command, but he hadn't been out there. He'd been out there once in like 8 days, so those that can affect you, but. Yeah, you just got to trust him. You trust guys that throw strikes. You really do, because hitting's hard. And if you can locate and you can make your pitch and somebody gets a hit, you tip your hat. And that's what Addison's done ever since he's been here. He just makes pitches, and I felt real comfortable. I thought that was, again, as we've talked many times, there's a certain stage of the game where you think, hey, look, this is where we're going to win the game or lose the game. And I thought that inning with with Hayward on, I said we got to get Bryant, we got to get out, and I thought Addy was the guy to do it.
Terry, what did you think of your guys' approach against Arrieta, obviously getting off to the great start in the first inning and then again in the 4th?
Yeah, he kind of got things going a little bit. And then, I just thought, again, one of the things that the good pitchers do, Dan, they try to get ahead of you. And you saw, Brandon hit the first pitch and Walk hit the first pitch. And so all of a sudden we set ourselves up for, a nice inning going. But I think, if you go against one of the great pitchers and you sit in that batter's box and let him have strikes, he's going to get easy outs. So I thought being aggressive was, something we had to do.
Yes, sir.
Travis gets the 2 big RBIs. Just what did you see out of him since coming back from the injury?
Well, he's swinging better. That's the main thing. And I thought he had enough rehab. It's kind of like what we're doing with Jose. Hey, look, we made him get a lot of at bats. When he started his rehab, he DH'd for 3 or 4 or 5 days down in the Gulf Coast League just to make sure he was accumulating at bats. And I think we're seeing a result. I think when he got up here, he had a swing.
Danny.
Terry, you were sitting up there 2 days ago before the first game of this series, not sounding all that happy with the way things were. 3 wins, I think, you would have been happy against anyone. How much of a difference does it make that it's 3 against a team that has played as well as that team has this year?
Well, it's important because you got to. You can believe, you can compete, but then when you go out and do it, it means a lot. The confidence that it sends throughout the clubhouse. You can't. There's no other way to do it except go out there and beat one of the real good teams 3 times, and we've done that. And we want to finish it off tomorrow. Lester's pitching great, but we certainly are right now playing pretty good. So we need to hopefully go out and get some pitches to hit and do some damage with them.
Ronnie.
Even while being aggressive against Arrieta, how important was it not to expand the zone in the first inning and work him and get ahead and force him to come in on the 3-2 pitches?
Well, I mean, one of the things, again, last year, I'm not sure when we faced Jake that he ever got to 3-2. But his last outing, he did have some control stuff, and I know that was a point that Kevin brought up. Make him work, and we gotten some counts where I thought we got some pitches to hit, and I think that's all in the game plan. But as we've talked many times, you can talk it, but you got to go apply it, and I think tonight those guys did it.